Imagine I give you two choices. The first one is to study English for 3 hours every Saturday. The second one is to study English for just 15 minutes every single day. Which one do you think will make you fluent faster? Most people choose the first option. 3 hours sounds much better than 15 minutes. But surprisingly, the second person almost always wins. Why? Because language is not something you build once a week. It's something you grow every single day. Think about brushing your teeth. Nobody brushes their teeth for 4 hours on Sunday and then skips the rest of the week. That would be ridiculous. Instead, you brush them every day, a little bit, again and again. Your brain learns English exactly the same way, not with one huge effort, but with hundreds of tiny ones. Today, I'm going to explain why listening every day, even for just 15 minutes, can completely change the way you learn English.
Hello.
Where is context?
Many students believe they need more time. They always say, I don't have 2 hours today, so I will study tomorrow. Tomorrow comes. They are busy again. Then another day passes, another week, another month. Nothing changes. The problem isn't that they don't have enough time. The problem is that they think learning English requires a lot of time. It doesn't. Your brain actually prefers small, repeated lessons. Let's imagine two students. Alex studies English for 3 hours every Saturday. Emma studies for 15 minutes every day. After 1 week, they studied almost the same amount of time. But after 1 month, Emma understands English much better. Why? Because every day her brain hears English. Every day her ears remember the sounds. Every day her mouth repeats new sentences. Every day English becomes normal. Alex forgets almost everything between Saturdays. Every week he feels like he's starting again. This happens because our brains forget information very quickly. Scientists call it the forgetting curve. When you learn something today, your brain starts forgetting it almost immediately. If you don't see or hear it again, most of it disappears. That's why daily listening works so well. Every time you hear English again, your brain says, "Oh, I have heard this before. This must be important." Then it saves it a little longer. The next day, it saves it even longer. After many repetitions, it becomes automatic. You don't need to think anymore. You simply understand. That's exactly how children learn their first language. They don't hear a word once. They hear it hundreds of times. Good morning. Come here. Eat your food. Let's go. Again, again, and again. Eventually, they don't translate. They just understand. That's exactly what we want with English. Not translation. Understanding. And daily listening helps you reach that point much faster. But here is the biggest mistake most learners make. They think they must understand every single word. If they hear one unknown word, they stop. They open a dictionary. They translate. Then they forget what they were listening to. A few minutes later, they stop again and again. Soon, they aren't listening anymore. They are just translating. But that's not how language works. Imagine you're watching a movie in your first language. Someone says one word you don't know. Do you stop the movie? Of course not. You keep watching because the story helps you understand. English should be the same. You don't need 100% understanding. You only need enough understanding to follow the message. If you understand about 80%, that's already enough. Your brain is smarter than you think. It loves finding patterns. When you hear the same unknown word again and again, your brain slowly guesses the meaning without translation. This is exactly how children learn. Nobody explains every word to them. They simply hear words inside real situations. After many repetitions, everything becomes clear. So, next time you listen to English, don't panic because of one difficult word. Keep listening. Trust your brain. It is working even when you don't notice it. Now, you might ask, how should I practice every day? Actually, it's very simple. You don't need expensive courses. You don't need perfect grammar. You only need 15 minutes. Here is an easy daily routine. First, listen for 5 minutes. Don't pause, don't translate, just listen. Second, listen again. This time, repeat the sentences aloud. Copy the speaker's voice. Copy the rhythm. Copy the pronunciation. Finally, listen one more time while walking, driving, or doing something simple. That's it. Just 15 minutes. If you do this every day, your ears will slowly become stronger. Then your mouth becomes faster. And finally, your brain starts thinking in English, not translating, thinking. That's the real goal. Remember something important. Fluent English isn't built in one amazing study session. It's built in hundreds of ordinary days. One podcast a day, another tomorrow, another next week. Tiny improvements, again and again and again. One day, you suddenly understand an English video without subtitles. You don't know exactly when it happened. It just feels easier. That's because your brain has been changing little by little every single day. Progress in language learning is usually invisible until one day. So, don't ask yourself, how can I study for 5 hours? Instead, ask, can I listen for 15 minutes today? Because 15 minutes today is better than 5 hours that never happen. Thank you so much for listening. If you enjoyed today's podcast, Don't forget to subscribe to Easy English Real World. Every episode is designed to help you learn English naturally, step by step, just like children do. And here's today's challenge. For the next 7 days, listen to English for at least 15 minutes every day. No excuses. Come back after 1 week and tell me in the comments how you feel. I will be waiting to read your experience. See you in the next episode. Happy learning and keep listening every day.